Both of those girls were Colombian, and so we're going to actually be releasing the rest of that interview a little bit later. But actually were talking about the impact of the illegal immigration that's affecting Colombia, and it's all the same stuff that we're dealing with in America. And these, young girl going to college, she was talking about the insecurity that she feels, the rapes, the sexual assaults, the robberies, everything that's coming across from Venezuela. And it's ironic because it's the same things you hear in border communities in America and in border communities in Mexico and in all of the communities across this country. And when they started talking about that corruption and the cartels, that's what led me into the question about Trump versus Biden, because it's sometimes mixed, Miranda. Sometimes you get people that will say all the same things. They'll speak very conservatively, and then you'll ask them who they support, and they'll say Joe Biden. And it really comes down to what media you're watching. There's a disconnect sometimes between the worldview that you have and who you think supports that politically. But these girls were spot on. They realized that it's the left, it's people like Joe Biden that are causing it, and it was people like President Trump who were stopping it. And so there's clearly an understanding between these young girls, which gives me hope for other people across the country as well. But again, it really depends on where you're at, who you talk to, and in particular what media they're watching.
Yeah, good point, and thank you for correcting me on that. Again, that was Colombia, not Venezuela, but I know you've talked to Venezuelans, and we know, based on the research that we've seen, that there are people coming from 160 different countries, as some as far away as Africa, coming to places like Central and South America. I know this is kind of a once in a lifetime, which hopefully we'll do it again, but this isn't a trip that many journalists get to make. So, Oscar, I want to get your take on this. What are you learning so far, and what do you think needs to get out to real Americans that are watching right now that they're not hearing on some of the mainstream media outlets?
Well, to the leftist medias, because, Real America's Voice News has been pushing the truth all this time. To all the leftist medias that they're pushing communism and socialism, I'll invite you to come to the Simón Bolívar Bridge and to see how Venezuela is struggling with this communism and socialism, dictatorship. As the food industry, it is collapsing in Venezuela. You have empty carts coming out of Venezuela to buy food in Colombia and to bring it back. Also, the health, the health industry, it is collapsed also. You have a lot of people coming to Colombia to be attended medically because they don't have enough medicines in Venezuela. So that is the wave that is coming. The Democrats are pushing consistently this communism and socialism into their countries. And that is the wave that is coming to the north. Ultimately, open borders, what it does to, citizens of Colombia, that is shocking for us, that is affecting their economy, it's affecting their lives, and it's pushing them out of their own country to migrate to North and Central American countries. And ultimately, it's a trickle effect that goes from, if you migrating from Ecuador, you're going to go up to Honduras, Nicaragua, Central America, and ultimately the last place that is the United States of America. So that is what's really shocking for me.